What's going on, everybody? This is Chris Martinez from Dynamic Duo Training.
And this is the other half, Eric Martinez.
Alright, in this video we're going to talk about 5 reasons why you shouldn't follow a meal plan, aka a cookie cutter diet, okay? So, for those of you who don't know what a meal plan is, aka cookie cutter diet, it's basically a drawn out plan of what you need to eat at exact meals, 1, 2, 3, or 4. An example would be have 2 pieces of toast, 3 eggs for breakfast. Meal 2, have an apple and a protein shake. Meal 3 would be have a chicken breast with some vegetables. And it's basically a tedious meal plan that tells you exactly what to eat, when to eat. It doesn't give you any options or choices. You have to follow that meal plan because it's written as a meal plan.
And not only that, it repeats itself every day. Every single day you're going to be eating the same crap.
There's no variety in it. It's the same old junk you're eating all the time. And it's also, a meal plan could be seen as something you see like in one of those, magazines you see like at the store or something like that J-Lo's following, or Gwyneth Paltrow, or, a big superstar or celebrity that they're following, okay? It's basically just like a ridiculous diet out there that's just garbage, okay? So, we got 5 reasons for you guys to not have or follow a cookie cutter diet or a meal plan, alright?
So let me break down number 1. Okay, so we got, doesn't teach you anything about nutrition. So what we kind of mean, what we mean about that is, it doesn't teach you anything about like tracking your foods, what foods to eat, what foods have like high fiber in them, which carbs are good, which carbs are bad, which are the good fats, all that good stuff. So, if you don't, by following a cookie cutter diet, just think about it, what are you going to learn off of that? What is it going to teach you if all the foods are just written down in your hand and it's telling you meal by meal what exactly to eat on a daily basis? It teaches you absolutely nothing. So it's like, you're not putting your brain to work, you're not doing anything. You're not learning about certain foods, the effects of them, all that stuff.
Yeah, and just to add on to that, it doesn't teach you anything about nutrition, because if you were to sit there and read a food label, that right there will just teach you something already, because you'll know how to read the protein, the fats, the carbs, the fiber intake, the total calories, the serving sizes, and you'll know exactly what nutrients you're tracking in and tracking out. So that's exactly what we mean by it doesn't teach you anything, okay? It's just written there and you don't even go off and do anything. All you do is you cook the food and you follow it, you eat it, okay?
And it's boring, come on.
Alright, numero 2. Encourages black and white behaviors, okay? So what do we mean by that? So I know you guys know a friend or family member that sits there and says, oh, I'm following this diet, and basically that diet is a cookie cutter diet, which, they probably don't even know that's a cookie cutter diet. They just think it's a diet and it's going to work, okay? But how many times have you heard these people say, oh, I blew the diet today, okay? So I'm going to go off and, just binge eat the rest of the day, and then I'm going to start the diet back over again, right? So this is a reoccurring behavior that happens all the time, because the meal plan tells you to eat, specifically this meal, okay, at this time. If you eat something else, you already blew the meal plan, supposedly, right? So a lot of these people sit there and they'll say, oh, I blew the meal plan, might as well just start it tomorrow, right? And they keep doing this, and it turns into a black and white behavior, and they're either on the diet or they're off the diet, okay? And it always works out that way when it comes to a meal plan or a cookie cutter diet, okay?
Okay, so number 3, doesn't teach you what your body responds well to. And what we mean by that is, by doing a cookie cutter diet, how are you going to know if your body responds well to, say, a high protein diet, low carb diet, high carb diet, low protein diet, high fat diet, or a low fat diet? How are you going to know with the cookie cutter diet? Just think logically about that. It just doesn't make any sense. You're not going to figure out anything about your body. That's just plain and simple with that.
Yeah, and there's actually research that shows, there's a specific study over at Dr. Lehman's lab over in Illinois that shows that the macronutrient composition has a key role in fat loss. So, okay, with your macronutrients, protein, carbs, and fats, how are you going to know what works for you and what doesn't? Okay, how do you, like Eric said, how are you going to know which protein, carbs, or fats work for you best and don't work for you best? So that's really important to consider, okay? All right, number 4, lack of crucial nutrients, okay? So, on a cookie cutter diet, right, it's just written right there in black and white, the diet, okay? How do you know which nutrients you're lacking or you might be deficient in, right? So something could be an example of, micronutrients, like vitamin A, B, C, D, okay? How do you know that you're getting those vitamins through those foods right there in that meal plan? You didn't draw it up. Somebody else just drew it up for you. How do they know what micronutrients you need or your body needs, okay? So if you were to track your food, you could see right there in front of your face what nutrients, micronutrients too, that you're actually getting and putting into your body, okay? So that's why I say lack of crucial nutrients. A meal plan, a cookie cutter diet, you don't know what kind of nutrients you're getting in there, okay? You could be missing out on some key nutrients that will help you either lose weight or, stimulate like some sort of muscle growth or something.
Exactly. And then last but not least, it's pure laziness, having to follow a cookie cutter diet. And I mean, it's really tough to put that in words and just perspective, but I mean, it is. It's really, really lazy. What I get by that, when someone wants to follow a cookie cutter diet or a meal plan, quote unquote, I mean, it tells me that this person doesn't really want to get the results that they're after. They want the easy way out, pretty much. They want the plan written in front of them to the point where they don't have to do any work or nothing or anything. And there's times where I hear people, like saying, "Oh, well, yeah, this guy's gonna put me on a meal plan." And I'm just thinking, what the hell is a meal plan? Like, what does that mean? Like, he's just gonna draw up a bunch of meals for you to eat? Like, he knows exactly what meals are gonna work for your body and get you the benefits and the results that you're looking for off of that? I mean, it makes totally no sense,
Yeah, and also just with the whole laziness aspect of a meal plan is just, it's just, it shows like exactly like that person just doesn't want to put in that effort of tracking their food and learning nutrition, okay? They want the easy way out, just like he said. It's just, we don't want to sit here and say that you can't get results off of a meal plan, because you might be able to get results off of a meal plan, okay? But those results might come out of spite. It's not going to mean that it's the most optimal thing to do, okay? And when we talk to our clients and ourselves and we advocate to people, it's always what is the most optimal way to get the results, right? So a meal plan, in our opinion, it's not the most optimal way, okay? It's really just, it teaches bad behaviors, and there's 5 good reasons right there that we pointed out for you. We can probably name about 5 more good ones. So,
and I'll give another what's it called? Another reason or an example. Like, let's say, okay, someone's not really active, okay, as much as another person is, and let's say this person gives the meal plan to the really active person, and then gives the meal plan to the person that's not so active, okay? And let's say that meal plan is just really high in carbs and stuff. So what do you think is going to happen to the person that's really not active? I mean, they're going to blow up, They're going to gain a lot of excess fat, as opposed to the other person that's active is going to be burning that off constantly. So it's like, you can't trust them like that.
No.
It's just, it's not logical.
And that's 6 right there. I'll throw in the 7th one for you guys, just for a bonus one, okay? So, what if somebody is a bigger person than another person? So you have a skinny, subject A is a big, obese person. Subject B is a skinny person, right? You give, these meal plans encourage, the same exact thing, right? So you'll see like somebody hand out this meal plan to both of those subjects right there. And how is that going to help out the subject B that's super skinny and then the subject A that's obese? It's like, it's crazy, and this does happen. You see this a lot, okay? So, there's 7 reasons for you guys, not to follow a meal plan, quote unquote, cookie cutter diet, okay?
What's the old saying where they say you can't out-train a bad diet, or how does
that? Oh yeah, so a lot of people will sit there, they'll say, you can't out-train a bad diet, okay? But it's ridiculous hearing that, because it's like, okay, well, think about this, okay? Can you out-nutrition a bad training protocol, okay? So, no, if you sit there and you can be 100% on your diet, but if you have a shitty training protocol, and how are you going to get the most optimal results that way? Just because your nutrition's quote unquote 100%? No, it's 50-50. That's how it works, okay? So don't let anybody sit there and say like, nutrition 70%, 80%, 90%. You know, it's not. It's 50-50. You bust your ass in the gym, and you make it, and you do it in an optimal way with a training protocol, and then you bust your ass in the kitchen with the optimal training or nutrition program for yourself as well. Okay.
So that's pretty much all we have to say for this.
Rambling on, so
yeah, so pretty much stay away from those cookie cutter diets, and if someone says, "Oh, I'm gonna make a meal plan for you," run the other way and sprint. Okay, so don't get gurued by these people that are doing this type of thing. You know, put in the work that you put in the necessary work that you know you need to do to get the optimal results. And thank you for tuning in. Visit us at www.dynamicduotraining.com. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, Facebook, Twitter. Peace.